Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're all well. You're amazing, amazing, beautiful, wonderful people. It's Friday, baby. That's it. It's Friday. Is it Friday? I don't even know what that is. Is it Friday? Fuck it. I don't know. I do know it's Mrs. Harsh's birthday today, though. So if you want to leave some birthday wishes down below, you can. 40 today, the big 40. Even though between you and me, let's just say she's 21. That means that I'll have a better day. Anyway, we're talking about the Jay Slater family today as we have a couple of things going on in the case that I find quite interesting. We've obviously got Debbie, the mum, who has kind of reached out and thanked everyone for the support since Jay's body has been found. Yeah, she released a personal statement basically thanking everyone for the input of, you know, kind messages and support. It's going to be a real difficult time for them. And then we have repatriation. They are being helped by, is it GBT, which is some form of charity or something that helps with this process. So yeah, they're helping fill in the documentation, as it would appear the coroner has deemed that there is no evidence of criminal activity. And with that, I feel that we need to address this situation, because I think that we should be able to try to question and understand what is deemed as criminal activity and where is the fine line between accountability, you know, responsibility, and, you know, just talking about a moral obligation. Because, look, I find it real difficult to understand what happened here. I do, and like loads of people reach out and they'll turn around and say, this is an easy one. Jay Slater was potentially under the influence of narcotics, for instance, and that is how they get around explaining the decisions that he made that placed him in this situation. But then I think to myself, but hold on, weren't it Brad and Lucy who'd both spoken to him and seemingly didn't raise any concerns, alarm bells, regarding his state of mind? So, in accordance with his friends, who he went out there with, Jay Slater was completely compos mentis. So there was no cause for concern. So what we're trying to say is that a young lad who'd been out on a 3-day bender then, had left because he'd got split up from his friends who he went overseas with to attend a specific event. That's what part of this was all about, being together with friends and attending this event. He gets separated from them. He then chooses not to go back to his hotel room 10 minutes away, but he ends up going an 11-hour walk away with people who are associates of one of the friends that he just happened to go abroad with, who just happens to be a convicted drug trafficker. And then subsequently, there's some elements to this story that don't seem to make 100% sense. His phone is flat, yet he's offered a charger. This bus situation, when there was apparently a bus that was going to be coming along not long after he seemingly went on a walk that would lead to his demise, and he was also seen walking in the wrong direction, yet nobody kind of stopped him and said, no, you don't go that way, you go that way. So there was a catalogue of things that you then try to attribute to somebody who was completely compos mentis, and that's where everything kind of starts to fall apart. Because you do have to kind of question that. When you take into consideration the circumstances surrounding why he went on this walk, and the things that had been brought up by and in mainstream media that had been apparently raised by people who were with him, because it wasn't us who started that. I didn't start a rumour that would say that Jay Slater didn't want to go back to the B&B because he was fearsome of doing so. You know, he felt that he couldn't go back there. He didn't want to go back there. So again, it's about understanding the reason for the decision. Because ultimately, if you're afraid for your life and you make decisions based on that fear, and then you end up deceased because of that situation, then would that not be deemed as criminal? You know, I don't know how so quickly, because this is happening at a pace now, that they have deemed so many things as kind of a closed case. Do you know what I mean? This is done. This is misadventure. We've not seen a toxicology report, and it would appear that we're not going to get one. So I'm guessing that we're going to see Jay repatriated back to the UK, and what are they going to do then? A full autopsy in the UK and a full tox screening then, perhaps? You know, it's not been made. From what I can see, that has not been completely clarified. But a coroner has certainly stated that they're happy for the body to be repatriated because they say that there is no sign of criminal activity. So again, my question is, clarify what criminal activity looks like in this situation. How do we know that Jay wasn't ushered into this area by a third party and pushed to his death? I'm not saying he did or he was. I'm saying, when I try to attribute what happened to a fully compos mentis, even if you want to turn around and say that teens are fucking idiots. He'd been on a 3-day bender. He was fucking. He didn't drink. He didn't charge his phone. He ignored a bus coming. He walked in the wrong direction. Did I say turned down a lift? Said he was fearful for his life. Had apparently been involved in a stolen high-end watch. Who knows? And ends up deceased 20 yards away, or 20 minutes away, sorry, from where his phone last pinged. It's a difficult one for me to stomach. And look, some people say you're reading too much into it. This is cut and dry. Cut and dry. Keep an eye out for a video that I've got coming later today, as we just dig one last time into what it means to just let this lie, and what you're expecting people to simply just forget. But yeah, repatriation is underway. No criminal activity is seen to have been involved, apparently. And the family have said thank you for the kind messages. That's your update. Keep your eyes peeled for video 2 later today, and I shall catch you all in the next one.